Welcome to Earth Magic Tree Keeper podcast. I'm your host, Camilla Blossom, and this is episode 3. Honor the earth and tree mysteries. Take a moment with me to remember and feel your connection with the ancient trees, keepers of Mother Earth's wisdom. Let me attune you to the voices of the trees and Mother Earth. Be inspired by intimate stories of spiritual earth initiation, tree spirit medicine, magical guests, and energetic light weaving of co-creative nature relationships with the seen and unseen realms of nature. In episode 3, we will be exploring nature and reciprocity. It's a really powerful practice of giving back, of exchanging, of supporting, of loving and demonstrating your gratitude to the earth and all the beings that are part of her, all the elementals, the fairies, the nature spirits, the trees, the waters. Everything that is part of Mother Earth benefits by our reciprocity, by our honoring. So we'll be exploring what that means, what reciprocity really means, what that opening looks like, ways that we can bring more reciprocity to our life and maybe walk in a life that is more sacred, more intuitively and spiritually guided. And as we do this, as each one of us walks in our life this way, we are actually healing this disconnect, this myth that we are separate from nature, that humans are separate, that we have a right to dominate or overpower nature and all other beings here on the planet. So this is a powerful practice of reciprocity that is like an antidote to many of the issues that we're facing. So I really believe that the more we can practice this and be in relationship with the earth, the more everything can heal and change and transform. So really what reciprocity is when we're opening that flow between human and nature in a sacred relationship. So giving and receiving are both aspects of reciprocity. So I think sometimes as humans, we think, oh, we really don't give a lot back to nature after, let's say, we build a house or create a development. But it's not only the giving back, it's also being able to receive from nature. Nature, the trees, the waters, the spirits, the fairy realms, all of these beings of nature, and Mother Earth herself, who is asking me to do this podcast today and bring through her message, they're all calling us home. They're all calling us back to love. They're all calling us back to the truth. They're all wanting to help us remember what our ancestors knew and walked with every day. They walked with footsteps of love upon the earth. They walked with gratitude for the food and the medicine that they received from the plants and the animals. They walked with grace. They knew they had to. This was part of the in and out breath of life, is that flow of giving and receiving, of the yin and yang. And I would like to invite us for a moment to tune into Mother Earth, her spirit, to Gaia, Terra, whatever you call this beautiful planet we are on, and invite you to connect with her crystalline grid. And just with that intention, you might feel a little shift where you are opening your flow of energy in your body, your energy system, and it's connecting in with the communication system of all the crystals flowing and communicating with each other in her body. And this is like the oneness of all of life, of all of of our planet, of all of creation on our planet. And so just allowing not only for you to connect down into it, kind of like you're plugging into that, which you naturally can be, but also that you're allowing yourself to receive from the energy of Earth, or Earth energy deep inside, or in the mycelium network, or in the roots of the tree, and then letting that energy back up into your body. And that Earth energy is what heals our bodies as well. So that's part of that reciprocity right there, is the giving and receiving of energy from and within your body. And if that's something new for you, just use your imagination, and pretend is my big word when we're learning things, that there is an exchange of energy going from you to the earth and back and forth. Yesterday was August 8th in the year of 8. So 888. And it was a time where we were really working with that energy of manifestation and abundance and infinity. And to me, the symbol of reciprocity is that infinity symbol that looks like an 8. It's like a kind of squished 8, a little elongated. So the infinity symbol represents infinity, of course, represents no limitation, represents, from here to infinity and beyond, like boundless, limitless. And that energy of 8s and infinity is to help us kind of break through the limitations, break through what we think is what's here and possible, and that's it. And so we can also use that symbol to represent reciprocity, and you can connect with, anything through that infinity symbol. You can first start with yourself and create the connection between the giving and receiving in your own body. And so you can do that like we did with the earth, sending that symbol of the infinity, like sending your energy down, looping it around, then bringing it back up. So you're receiving, and then bringing it into your body, and then into your heart, and then back down into the earth. So you're making infinity symbols with your own body and energy body into the earth. And so you're creating that reciprocal relationship right away with your energy. And so that can open that flow and help you understand and experience it for yourself. And I always believe that you truly can't understand anything until you have a direct experience of it. So doing that with the earth, you can do that above with the sun, the divine. You can do that inside your body. Imagine lots of infinity symbols in filling your heart, filling your creation center, moving between your heart and your womb or hara or creation center, second chakra. It's a very important focus for us now while we're moving into more and more creating a new earth and creating lives and abundance and the manifesting process. So bringing infinity in there is a wonderful way to expand and open everything, to expand and open the consciousness of everything. And it's really through that relationship. I think my work is always back to relationship. And that motto that we are not here to heal Mother Earth, but we are here to heal our relationship with Mother Earth, continues to deepen as my personal life motto and for the work and the life that I live. And this reciprocity episode was something that I asked and was given intuitively from the earth to share. She was asking me to talk about this, to share this with others, to help us all learn more how to go about doing that. So opening to a reciprocal relationship with the earth, also, like I said, with all these seen and unseen beings, is a powerful way to nourish and feed and energize all of nature. So knowing that when we do practices to connect, to thank, to honor, giving offerings, we'll talk about that. These are to sing a song, to leave flowers, all these different ways, doing ritual and ceremony, all these different ways can bring forward this beautiful opening of the relationships. And what's key to that is that it truly feeds these beings. I've had that quite often where an elemental being, a dragon or a fairy or a gnome, they like look kind of hungry and tattered and off. They're exhausted and they need some support. They need to know we give them gratitude. We do some energy healing. We can help them with what they're working on. Same with a lot of water beings. I've done a lot of work with the water, and the beings are like, we need some help. We need support. We need this or that. Prayers, energy, like all those things are like food and nourishment and light energy that helps them do their work. Like they've been interrupted by the different things that have happened to the land and the waters, the pollution and the disruptions and the buildings and the mostly total or quite often total disregard for any of the nature spirits and beings that live there. Not to mention the animals, the physical, the ones you can see, and the birds, but also the unseen ones have pretty much been ignored on the most part. So all of these beings are fed by us and each other and nature itself. And so we can play a powerful part in doing that. And so we will be talking about some different ways to offer and give. But one really lovely, easy way is to, let's say you want to connect with a tree in your backyard or a gnome in the backyard. Just go in front of the tree or where you experience the gnome or think they'll be or by the tree, and then use that infinity symbol. You can add rainbows to it as well. This is a great way, especially for gnomes, is to send rainbows of love and gratitude from your heart into the tree or the gnome heart, the tree heart, and give it to them. And then they will give their love and gratitude and send it back. And then you send it back and forth. So you're creating this infinity symbol as a way to open relationship, to open connection and love, to open gratitude, to open appreciation, joy, whatever it is that is needed. And this form, like I say, it feeds and nourishes and energizes the life of these beings and what they work on. And gnomes work with all of nature, everything physical and color and emotions. They work with a whole lot of things. And of course, the trees do, holding the grids for the earth. So all these ways that we can love and connect through this giving back and reciprocity is energizing them and in turn giving back to us. And then we get energized and nourished. And just to share that I've done a lot of ceremony ritual offerings at waters, even traveled for several years doing that specifically. And it was so interesting to notice, like every time I'd go down and like leave some yellow flowers and crystals, which they love, and say hi to the mer and the water dragons and the water elementals and spirits and fairies and just thank them. And sometimes it was very simple. Sometimes it was elaborate water wheel ceremony. But doing that and offering that and maybe singing a song. And I always received back this huge, like, whoosh, like I could feel water is very much a feeling emotion. So you could feel this energy of love, like moves back into my heart, move into my body like a sensation, a wave of water, of love, of appreciation, of emotion coming back. And then oftentimes if I'd go there or call to the water, I might also like, oh, I'm feeling tired or I'm feeling kind of emotional. And that's sort of what pulls me there. And then when I come back, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have so much more energy. I feel better. I feel inspired and fed. So to know that, I noticed this especially with the water ones, that they will give back exponentially whatever you give to them. And if it's just a simple, simple prayer, a simple thank you, watch for that or feel for it, I should say. Feel for what comes back after you do something for the water. And also plants. When I was in Hawaii, I was making some flower essences there, spending time on the island and Maui. And the plants came in, their spirit came in and said that they are givers. They're happy to give. They give everything to us, right? They give us food, nourishment, medicine, shelter, clothing, objects, you name it, right? Plants are part of that. But they did say that they just want one small thing back. So this is this reciprocity, right? They wish to receive a thank you. And I was like, oh, it was so sweet. I could just feel these sweet fairies and plant people. They're humble, nature, their intelligence, but they knew that I would share this message too, and that it was really important to know that even those, and maybe people in your life too, they're like plant people, they're givers and givers and give and give. They need that reciprocity maybe more than anyone, right? They need someone to just say thank you. Just give them that love and energy and appreciation, and then they're fed. So what I recognized with this reciprocity is giving to the spirits, giving to the elementals, that this is food for them, right? That it energizes and feeds them. And it's the same for us. So for us to be able to give to nature and also to receive back, to receive what nature has to give to us, which often can be hard if we're a giver and not practiced in receiving so much, that all this love, this joy, this nourishment, this magic, like for us to be able to receive and be fed. I think a lot of spiritual sickness is happening in this world. And you could also call it spiritual starvation, because we need this food. Like, what is the food? I need more food. I need more drink. I need more drugs, or I need more things to fill these holes, to feed me, to feel full, to feel satisfied. Yet working with this practice of reciprocity, where you're really able to receive the beauty, the energy, and the sweetness, and the sublime, and the emotion of nature, of the comfort, all those things that we need as humans, as beings on the planet, to feel supported and loved and cared for. So I think opening and allowing, start priming the pump with the giving and the giving back, will open you more and more to that, being able to receive more and feel more fulfilled, feel more fed, feel more energized and appreciated and loved. So I think the diets that we need are changing. They're not just food, right? Our energy bodies need the light medicine. I even had a plant that I was working with, the heartleaf buckwheat. I was making a flower essence, and it told me it was food for the light body. It's like light energy medicine, food, nourishment for the light body. So you could take this flower essence, this energy medicine, and receive light, food for your light body. So for us to look at ways we can receive that nourish us deeply. So thank your trees and your plants and say your prayers to your meal. And also know that in this practice of reciprocity, if you're very sensitive, I think a lot of people who I connect with are sensitive, star seeds, empaths, earth empaths, very open and sensitive. Yeah, feel a lot. And so knowing that the sensitivity is a gift and we are all becoming more sensitive, we're all opening our different gifts of, intuitive gifts, psychic gifts, different ways of perception, different ways of multidimensionality. Like this is all happening and we're living it, we're experiencing it and embodying it in our physical bodies. And so this gift of sensitivity is such a great superpower when you're working with nature and having this reciprocal relationship, because you'll be able to tune in more to the nuances and subtleties. But to know if you're not familiar with it, just to keep practicing it. I've had so many beautiful experiences, and I hear this from my students too, when they start having those experiences of leaving an offering, going, oh my gosh, I left some tobacco or cornmeal or holy water at my altar or my tree, and I felt this rush of energy come back, and I heard something and this message. And so this is part of the flow of our intuitive knowing is like using offerings also to ask permission to connect with different aspects of nature, and then that flow can open, and we can have more deep communication and energy. So I want to talk about offerings more, because to me, giving an offering, leaving an offering, making an offering is giving a gift, giving a sacred honoring without any expectation of anything in return, but just giving an acknowledgement and honoring of the beauty, the presence, the magic, the energy, the sacredness, the holiness of whatever you're giving an offering to, if that's the earth, a plant, a tree, the water, or with a specific intention. So offerings are just really beautiful. They're also beyond tradition. Offerings have been made since the beginning of time. They've been made in all different homelands, all different cultures, all different indigenous people. And just know each one of us, even if we don't have connection with our homelands or our ancient ancestors, that you had a homeland at one point or do now, that your people have done offerings and do that. It's the way they work with spirit. If you want to have a relationship with spirit, if you want to work with shamanism or that kind of work of connecting with the spirit world, the world of nature, the plants, or all these medicines, then offerings is just a very natural and beautiful part and practice of that. And so I always teach that to my mentorship students and share that in anything, any kind of work that I share. So we're going to talk more about offerings. I do want to share a story of that. It just felt so sweet, but I was traveling with a Native American man, Marshall, goes by Golden Eagle. And we were at his homelands, which is near Bridgeport, California, kind of near Bishop, California. And we were at these huts. Wait, actually, we were up in the hills there, kind of Eastern California, Nevada border. And it was just really beautiful. We were tuning in and, him being at his homelands, and he had introduced the spirits and grandmothers and grandfathers and ancestral spirits of the land to me. So I felt that connection as well. That was so holy and beautiful. And then we had been down by some hot springs that were actually like boiling hot water and these beautiful pools and shapes further lower down the mountain. And I'm like, oh, we need a little bit of this. And I didn't know why. I just wanted some. And we had this little vial and it was like super hot. He said, I'll do it. So he dipped the vial and like had to do it really quick because the water was boiling. It was so hot. And so we had this little vial of this magic water. And like I say, I just had a feeling we needed some. I didn't know why. And then we ended up going up much higher in elevation, up the hills and mountains of that area. And when we got up there, it was just so beautiful and peaceful and feel the ancestors and the spirits of the land. And we went over to some plants. I'm trying to think if it was what kind of plant it was. It's escaping me at the moment, but it was this beautiful plant. It might have been in sagebrush. And then I'm like, oh my God, the water, the special hot springs water, bring that over. So we stood there and we just made our prayers and thank you. We love you. We're so grateful to be here with you, the plants, with the land, with the mountains, with the dragons and the ancestors. And then we took the little vial and we poured it on the plants. And oh my gosh, like we both just started weeping. We just had tears flowing down our cheeks and this overwhelming emotion. I can just feel this now. You might be able to feel this and tune in. But this overwhelming amount of love and gratitude and honoring towards us for giving this offering. It was like, no one's done this in a while kind of feeling, just a feeling like they were so ripe and ready to be honored. And it just touched me so deeply. And I know for Marshall too, just seeing him and we just look at each other going, oh my God, did you feel that? Yes. And, having that exchange of like recognizing we both had this really powerful, just a simple experience, but those to me really touch my heart and they mean so much to me. So I love that practice, right? It gives so much back to me to practice it. So, and I have a message that I got from Mother Earth about offerings. I thought it'd be fun to share. And this one, for those of you who are watching this on YouTube, I know the podcast you can't see, but I have some blue cornmeal and mixed in is all these glittery mica pieces. And so mica is an offering, and also the cornmeal, it's like a grandmother offering, tobacco, I kind of see more grandfather offering. But these are some ideas for things you can offer. And the mica is a natural mineral that comes from the earth. So it's like a fairy magic glitter that is well loved by all the different elementals of the fire, earth, air, and water. And it's also natural. So you can give it as an offering. and sprinkle it in the air and sprinkle it on the water, and it's biodegradable, and it's not microplastics or anything. It's all natural. And so this is about mica, what Mother Earth has to say. So I'll read it to you. She says, take my earth glitter, the mica, in your hands. Hold this joy I offer you. Watch it catch light, color, joy in this moment. Be magic in this moment. We are together, you and I. Be magic with me. Bless the mica. Offer me your love, your blessings, your joyful intentions for my body, my water, my breath, my fiery core, and my heartbeat. Infuse mica with these prayers for me and for you and your body, your blood, your breath, your heartbeat. Give me your prayers for the land and the water. We are one. Now offer me as a gift. Release me in pinches into the breath of the air elementals. Spread me upon the land. Flake me into the water. Allow me to glitter with the solar elementals, the sun, the fire, and the moon. Show me starlight. Mica earth glitter meets stardust on this land. What a blessing for us all. So you may be able to feel that beautiful exchange of love and energy with the earth with that and the mica. Yeah. So I'd like to talk a little more about offerings and give you some ideas and ways that you could give them. Like I say, the different types, flowers are also beautiful. The water loves yellow flowers particularly, especially sunflowers, because they hold a lot of the sun energy, and the water loves the sun. So that putting of the sun and the yellow fire into the water is something they love. And they love crystals too. Oh, the gnomes want me to tell you what they love. I don't know if I have any handy, but they gave me this vision of seeing these colorful marbles. And I guess you could use glass marbles, but also there's those ones that are kind of squished half marbles. I think they use them in the florist industry. And you can get them in different colors, and they put them in vases and stuff. Those little glass baubles, we'll call them, especially the red ones, the gnomes love those. They love those. They thrive on them. They like to have them as offerings, especially like I tend to not like to leave offerings that are not biodegradable unless it's like an altar at your house that you work with, and you can decorate and set up and work with them, and if you ever move, you can take it with you, so you're not leaving glass pieces behind. But they do love those colors. Anything colorful they do love, and they love the red ones, those especially. So that's an offering for the gnomes. They'll be really excited to work with you on that. Another great offering is a spirit plate, and I put out a little cup and plate of food, drink, could be beer and wine. My fairies and elementals will tell me, buy wine. And I don't drink a ton of wine, but I'll put out wine for them, get it now and then, and beer, or mead. If you can get some mead, you can also pour that into the ground, or for your house fairies, put some in a glass for them, and know that they will soak up the food, and then it won't have energy. So, dispose of the food afterwards. don't eat it yourself because it doesn't have any life force in it. The fairies, that's how they eat it. So you can leave out spirit plates. You can do that for the ancestors. You can do that for the fairy realms. You can do that for the gnomes, for any specific beings, or all of them. Put them out. I was at an event where a Cowlitz elder grandmother was there. And so I talked to her about what offerings she did for her tribe when they'd come together for events. And so she said that they did spirit plates for the ancestors. And so during the event while I was there, anytime we ate, I made a spirit plate and put it outside for the ancestors of the land, because this location had very powerful presence of the ancestral spirits there, of her people. And when she was there, she did prayers and sang to them, and you could feel them all come in. And it had been a gathering place for the Cowlitz people. So it was beautiful to be able to honor them. And I felt like because I did that for the 3 days, I felt like I created a relationship with them and a relationship with this land where they know who I am. And so when I've been back, it's like, oh yeah, like they know me. I'm the one that gave the spear plate and fed the ancestors. So they really appreciate and remember. So, so that's a beautiful way to do it, for events or at your house or with the fairies. And I have noticed, and this happened with a friend when I was at the Fairy Congress, is if you find like you're dropping food or things flying out of your hand or dropping on the ground, like sometimes that means that the fairies want it, or the energies, the spirits there, the ancestors, they want something that's dropping. So consider too, if that's something that happens, make a little plate, a cup, a bowl, and put some out for the unseen realms to give them offerings and appreciate and thank them for what they're doing. So there's lots of other types of offerings that you can do as well. You can sing, can dance, using different sounds, drumming, making things, making houses, giving things that you've made. So really the point is not just that it's a physical demonstration of acknowledging and caring for this place and these beings, but really like how you do it, I think is more important than what it is. Like doing it from your heart, from a place of deep gratitude, deep appreciation, doing it in a way that is, I'm doing this to be in relationship with you, or to open to relationship with you, to honor the beings here, to recognize them, acknowledge them. And so I do offerings when I go on walks in the woods. I go to different places in the forest. I do it on my own land quite a bit. I do it before I teach events, or for some clients, I give an offering. And another practice I do is always ask permission. And this is another way to bring that reciprocity into the realm of consent, that if you are giving and leaving a gift and you want there to be an intention behind it, let's say you do want to go in the woods, or you want to do a ceremony, or you would like to have something happen, if you're bringing something more than just an unattached, unconditional offering with nothing, no reason or anything behind it. But if there is something that you are asking or desiring or requesting, then asking permission is like the way to ask nature, to ask the earth, to ask the land, the water for consent. Like, is this okay? Is this okay with you? Is this, do I have permission to proceed? Is this in alignment for nature? And so that's another whole piece of this medicine, of this antidote to disconnection, that I believe that as we work with land, we should, or even go visit land or go on trips, like the more that we can ask, make these offerings and open up that relationship, and then asking the permission, we'll be allowing ourselves to align more fully and more in an honoring and sacred way. And it won't be so much our will, but it'll be the will of all. God's will can guide us. So that feels like a nice place to complete. I just want to check in with Mother Earth, and you can do this with me and maybe ask the question or open your awareness, your consciousness, if there's anything else that Mother Earth has for you, for us today. There might be a word that's important to hear, or an energy for you to experience or receive. So just open that. And I'm getting a huge thank you, a huge gratitude. So feeling that all my gratitude and my desire to share on behalf of the earth and all the beings, that they're thanking me and thanking us for what we do, for caring, for listening, for being aware. So back at you. And I hope you learn some things that you can take with you and work with. Thank you so much for joining me on this podcast, and have a beautiful day.